We begin by understanding why root cause analysis is an essential skill for every project manager, because in real project environments, problems do not come alone, they repeat. A defect appears again in the next sprint, a delay keeps happening every month, the customer keeps raising the same concern, or the team keeps missing requirements, and these repeating patterns occur because we fix only the visible issue, the symptom, but not the deeper cause that created it. This is the same as taking medicine for pain without treating the disease that causes the pain, and root cause analysis helps us go deeper and remove the real reason behind the problem so the issue does not come back again. The Fishbone Diagram is one of the most powerful tools in root cause analysis and is also called the Ishikawa Diagram or the cause and effect diagram, and the idea is very simple. Every effect or problem has multiple possible causes. The Fishbone Diagram helps you explore all these causes in a structured and organized way, and when you draw the diagram it looks like a fish skeleton, where the head of the fish is the main problem and the bones represent categories of possible causes. By examining each bone carefully, you uncover hidden factors that contribute to the issue. In PMP and KPM environments, the Fishbone Diagram is extremely useful during quality management, risk analysis, continuous improvement, and lessons learned because it is a visual tool that encourages teams to think broadly instead of jumping to quick assumptions, and it also reduces bias because everyone in the room can contribute their perspective. The main purpose is simple: understand what is really causing the problem so corrective actions become effective and long-lasting. We explore how a fishbone diagram is structured by imagining a fish drawn sideways, where the head of the fish represents the problem, the effect that you write clearly and factually. The backbone of the fish represents the long horizontal line along which different cause categories are placed, and these categories are usually standard groups used worldwide for problem solving. In manufacturing or service quality, the categories are often grouped as methods, machines, measurements, materials, manpower, and environment, and this is known as the 6M model. In service-oriented or project-based industries, we may adapt the categories to people, process, tools, technology, policies, and external factors because these fit project environments better. These categories help the team explore causes in a systematic way, and instead of guessing randomly, the team examines each category carefully and asks, what could be wrong here? The strength of the fishbone diagram lies in its ability to visualize complexity, and when causes become visible on paper or a whiteboard, they become easier to analyze. For example, if your project is facing repeated testing delays, seeing causes distributed across categories like tools, people, requirements, and environment helps the team notice patterns they previously missed. Maybe most causes appear under requirements, which shows the real weakness lies in requirement clarity, not testing skills, and the diagram helps convert confusion into clarity by showing where the real issues are concentrated. We focus on how to build a fishbone diagram during a real project discussion, beginning with clearly defining the problem. A clear problem statement should be specific and measurable, so instead of writing testing is slow, you write user acceptance testing is delayed by 7 days because this removes emotion and focuses on fact. Once the problem is written at the head of the fish, the next step is choosing the major categories that are relevant to your project context. Then you bring the team together for brainstorming because root cause analysis should not be done alone, as everyone involved in the process has a different viewpoint, and their input helps in discovering causes you may not have noticed. The team begins exploring each category and asking what possible factors in this category might lead to this problem, and all answers are captured without judgment because the purpose of brainstorming is to gather ideas, not evaluate them immediately. When enough causes are collected, you examine them closely to identify patterns, duplicates, or deeper causes. Sometimes one listed cause will have an underlying cause, and you can draw a smaller branch to show this deeper link. By the end of the session, you have a visual map of all contributing factors, and this map guides your next steps, such as applying the 5 whys or performing further validation to identify the true root cause. We use a simple example to understand how a fishbone diagram works by imagining your project is facing repeated customer complaints about poor quality reports. Instead of blaming the reporting team, we draw a fishbone diagram to explore what is causing the poor quality. Under the people category, you may find reasons like limited training, lack of clarity in responsibilities, or new team members who are still learning. Under process, you may find causes such as unclear reporting steps, missing review stages, or inconsistent templates. Under tools, you may discover outdated reporting software or lack of automation. Under requirements, you may find that the customer's expectations were not documented clearly. Under environment, maybe there was frequent data unavailability or network issues. And when you look at the completed diagram, you notice many causes appear under requirements and process, which suggests the problem is not with the people, but with unclear expectations and weak workflow design. This simple visual helps guide your corrective action plan by showing that improving templates, defining reporting steps clearly, and conducting a customer expectation workshop might solve multiple issues at once. This example shows that the fishbone diagram pushes you beyond assumptions and helps you identify areas where the system, not the people, needs improvement. We explore why the fishbone diagram is so beneficial for PMP and professionals, beginning with its ability to encourage structured thinking, because instead of randomly discussing the problem, the team follows a systematic approach that ensures deeper and broader analysis. It reduces blame culture because when causes are discussed openly, people realize that most issues come from processes, systems, or unclear expectations rather than from individual mistakes. It builds cross-functional understanding because people from different departments can see how their work affects each other, which improves collaboration and communication. It helps identify improvement opportunities that may not be visible in day-to-day operations because small inefficiencies that appear harmless become clear once visualized on the diagram. It supports continuous improvement practices like Lean Kaizen, Agile retrospectives, Six Sigma, and PMBOK's quality management processes. For PMP and CAPM professionals, using the fishbone diagram demonstrates analytical skills, leadership in problem solving, and the ability to guide teams toward root causes instead of quick fixes, showing that you approach quality and performance issues with maturity, logic, and structured thinking. We discuss best practices and common mistakes professionals should avoid when using the fishbone diagram. One best practice is ensuring the problem statement is clear and agreed upon by everyone, because when the problem is vague, the entire analysis becomes weak. Another best practice is involving the right people, those who actually understand the process, because their insights make the diagram accurate and practical. A common mistake is jumping to solutions while brainstorming, because the fishbone diagram is not a solution tool. It is a discovery tool, and solutions should be discussed only after root causes are identified. Another mistake is limiting thinking to one or two categories, because every project has multiple dimensions, and ignoring a category may hide an important cause. Some teams stop too early or list only obvious causes, but the purpose is to explore deeply, not to rush. Another common issue is blaming individuals by writing names or personal faults on the diagram, while root cause analysis should focus on process weaknesses, not personal criticism. A final best practice is validating the causes after the brainstorming session, so the fishbone diagram becomes realistic and evidence-based. When used correctly, this tool becomes a powerful engine for improvement and long-term project success.